The theme is what happens when we just allow thoughts to flow spontaneously without designing them consciously. There will be still design. In fact, the design will be a far deeper access to resources in the mind, but it might be subconscious mind, and it also might be a greater energy, a greater awareness that's not delineated in the body. We don't really know. We don't really know how that works. But it feels like when the conscious mind stops creating a hard shell of understanding on everything, the real truth below the surface that always affects, it always taps into, the conscious. There's always an interaction in the conscious and the subconscious mind, but generally in society we're very used to using the left brain and the conscious controlling thinking mind, which is incredibly limited. As beautiful a tool as it is, as complex as it is, and it can solve problems and do science, and it can be used over a period of time with focus. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, the conscious mind. But I think even Einstein said that he didn't really understand. He didn't really feel it was him that was more intelligent than other people. It might be that his brain was very, very a capable mechanism, but it feels like also there was more access to the greater iceberg of mind below the surface. And these explorations, these talks are really about just freeing up all of this spontaneous thought to be creative, which also flows into the idea of manifestation, because any thought that appears is this beautiful life energy, life force, through a biology with the intelligence of the mind, the brain, activating, intermingled with incredibly complex, history and thought and memory, and then an idea will fire up. And the field that's appearing within and from is far greater when it's freed up to just express spontaneously. And then the conscious mind, if it's in a relaxed state, can start to play with and pick and present the ideas, in a functional way through language and societal norms. But where it's more about opening, the more powerful access is to allow all of this deeper, all of the mind that's below the surface of conscious thought to be participating in throwing up thoughts without the blockage from a conscious mind saying, I've got it here in this little bit, I know how it is, I've got to know how it is, I'll keep it in that. If I can't explain it in a concise way, I don't want to know about it, I'll just go back to what I know. All these things happen with the conscious mind, especially a very conditioned mind that our society rewards. Our society rewards, very linear logic. But those who have access to a more fluid, creative logic are usually the ones that shine in whatever they do. They can problem solve. And problem solving is not just like a machine. Problem solving is the creative juice of the universe, creative juice of life. So we're playing with accessing a deeper creativity, which is joyful and peaceful. and feels loving, feels like recognition that all of this is one, all of this is connected. That energy that's being expressed is part of a connected whole with an incredible intelligence doing what it does. And far greater intelligence in the whole than can be activated in the little thinking conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind of a child perhaps is like those delineations aren't there so much. But as an adult who's been educated in a system and learnt how to do things and sort of learnt how to sort of maintain an identity in society, that constraint, if that can be just let go of for a while, or not even not taken so seriously, that's why laughter's a very useful release. Those who are humorous, or those who can laugh at themselves or not take themselves so seriously, or just laugh at life, find little situations humorous rather than frustrating, even though they may not be ideal. They might be a waste of time, so to speak, in the way we think. But if that can be seen as humorous rather than like disastrously time wasting, then there's just a flow of life, and probably the answers will come. The solutions will become effortlessly. The solutions will become will appear effortlessly, more effortlessly. When that stress mechanism and suffering is not activating so much. We're talking also about not wasting energy. And once again, the whole idea of wasting and not doing it right or doing it wrong, these are all ideas anyway. I'm just sort of quantifying an experience here that there used to be a lot of wasted energy with frustration and not being able to control life. So much wasted energy was just no longer gets used so much, probably a little bit still. I think the conditioning still, if you have to be somewhere at a certain time, there might be some tension, but sometimes life needs a bit of tension to to push forward and activate and be like as efficient in that finite process as possible. But that, as quickly as it comes, can be let go of.